Let's talk about Brazil, D23.
Yeah, the other side of the pond in Marvel's
Yeah.
world.
We said we'd keep an eye on it, we'd see if it's worth talking about.
Yeah,
We weren't 100%
expecting a
sure
lot.
what we'd get.
Yeah,
But we've got some interesting bits.
we
So I'll
did.
talk about all the bits that we kind of got and then we'll go through them.
Uh-huh.
So general Disney stuff.
Yep.
Incredibles 3 is getting made. They're working on the script. Ice Age 6 is happening. Yeah.
Missed that.
We're getting a Zootopia sequel.
Oh.
Star Wars, we got a trailer and a premiere date for Andor season 2.
Mm.
And then on the Marvel side, we got a Daredevil trailer. We got told that Fantastic Four is due to finish filming in a few weeks. We got a Thunderbolts trailer and we got a Captain America trailer.
Yep.
Now the Daredevil trailer has not been made public yet.
Apparently it was the same one that they'd shown at D23.
D23 in North America, yes. I'm hearing the same things. But we've not seen that trailer yet other than bits and pieces.
Yeah.
In different media and some grainy re-uploaded footage.
I mean, it's slightly more than I think we were sort of expecting. We said maybe we'll get some new trailers.
We were pretty confident on getting a Captain America trailer with that being the next big release and it being their first time in Brazil. That seemed like the kind of thing that would make sense to have. But other than that, we were very much
it's probably just going to show. We kind of just presumed they'll show the Slate video that we had a few weeks ago.
Yes,
kind of teased things. But we got some really good trailers.
Yeah, absolutely. Me and you were losing our mind over the quality of the Thunderbolts and Captain America trailer.
So the Thunderbolts one dropped first. And I mean the vibe of the Thunderbolts trailer, Thunderbolts asterisks, because that's important.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the vibe of that film looks so much fun. And something that I think this trailer helps settle a concern you had back when we first got a tease for this, which was you said Bucky looked very grumpy, almost like he'd regressed into his old ways. I think this trailer kind of goes, no, he might not be happy with who they're dealing with, but he's definitely not the grumpy, like Winter Soldier Bucky he was.
He feels like he has to be there because he's doing the right thing. He just doesn't like the people he's being forced to work with.
Yeah.
Is more the tone that comes across.
It's almost like I'm doing the right thing, but this is for some weird government company and I don't trust them. But yeah, I need to do it.
It's almost like I miss Steve. He always knew what to do in these situations.
And it's almost like he's like, I've got to babysit these idiots sort of vibe.
I'm a World War II veteran. What do you mean I'm dealing with these fools?
But the vibe, and we got not a set in like clear as day answer, but we got basically an answer to who bought Avengers Tower.
Yeah.
I forget her name now. The lady that has been hiring Valentina that hired agents.
Everyone.
Yeah. Hired everyone, but we've seen her at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier. She was in that
Black
a little
Widow.
bit. Black Widow. She's been popping up here and there.
Evil Nick Fury.
Yes.
And that lends itself even more when you consider the fact they bought Avengers Tower. She's been rounding people up in post-credit scenes. It's a team of people who don't really get on at first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit concerned about one thing.
Okay.
Thunderbolts asterisk has been something that I thought was going to be quite exciting.
Yeah.
They play off the asterisk as a joke when Red Guardian goes, "We are the Thunderbolts," and then he's like, "We're not that." If it is just going to be as simple as none of them like the name, I'm going to be fuming. I really hope it turns into, oh, we've said it's this team, but it's actually this team.
I still think it'll be what I said, which is like the file is called Project Thunderbolts, and we're going to see that at some point, and it's going to have like all their pictures, and it's like the code name for this project is Thunderbolts, and it's been her
Yeah.
gathering people, and obviously they're told this is Project Thunderbolt, which is why Red Guardian's like Thunderbolts. But I'll be intrigued to see if they come up with their own name, or if it's not really addressed in the film, but like at the end credits, there's a name like credit title card or something.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
this is actually what they're called.
That's what I'm most curious about as well. But the film looks like a lot of fun. A lot of people think that Taskmaster is just going to be cannon fodder based on the lack of their appearance in the trailer. Everyone's like, you don't really see a lot of Taskmaster in the trailer. I wonder if that's because they just kind of get destroyed early as like a shock moment.
Yeah, maybe. Also helps get rid of the fan annoyance around Taskmaster,
Yeah,
which I know
that
you
like
have.
that. It's let me be clear because that could be taken the wrong way. I do not care they made Taskmaster a woman.
No,
I care they made Taskmaster not really Taskmaster
yeah,
anymore
they
by
did.
making them a silent creep
Yeah,
instead of an annoying weirdo who just knows everything.
they didn't do the Taskmaster character justice.
Yeah,
Um,
Taskmaster being a woman, actually, I think in the
yeah,
MCU worked beautifully with like the context of the Red Room, but
yeah,
they just decided to try and tie her into
they
Black
just
Widow's
they
tragic
diluted it
backstory.
down. Yeah,
Yeah, instead of Taskmaster being a wisecracking weirdo. So I would not be surprised if they do kill Taskmaster off and then have someone assume the mantle of Taskmaster who is more Taskmastery.
yeah. I mean, the vibe between them all looks like a lot of fun, especially the chase in the car
Yes.
when he's like, "Come on!" It's in like this limousine.
Yeah, so it looks like Red Guardian's been running like some kind of premier taxi service or something.
Probably that's probably how he's been making money.
I I've got a feeling this film is going to get shit on by the internet, but I've got a feeling I'm going to leave it. I'm going. It's a fuck ton of fun and it's not bad at all. Like the level above Venom, where I'm like, it's fun, but it's a bad film. I think I'm going to come out and go, this film is a lot of fun and it's a solid to good film.
I think it'll be. I think it'll be a good film. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think the general fan will be like, "Yeah, but how does this fit into the Avengers storyline?" Like,
I'm
they'll be like, "This just seemed like a side film for side." Like, they'll not just enjoy the film. They'll be like, "This doesn't make sense. It feels disconnected," as they love to say. Why have
I
they bought
am
Avengers Tower? Something like that.
Yeah, that's going to definitely be a big sticking point, I feel. I'm very, very excited to see what exactly goes on with Bob Central.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see how they do that. I would love, and I'm guessing, I would love if they do try and pull off, even if they don't stick the landing. I want them to have the balls to try and pull off the Sentry was part of the original Avengers. The world just forgot him. I would. They might not stick the landing. I might go, "Oh, you've done that poorly." But I want them to have the balls and bravery to
let's
try it
try. Yeah,
because
I
I
mean,
think if the risk reward there is so in their favor.
I mean, they could play it into the whole like snap and everything, and being
They
gone
because
and
here's the
coming
thing.
back.
As a viewer, what is your argument? It's like, well, I don't remember him. It's like that's the point. No one remembers him. The world forgot him. Like it plays into that so beautifully that I think there's a way to make it work. I just think he's going to be government experiment gone wrong bullshit.
I enjoyed the line between Bucky and the Red Guardian when he's like, "Oh, so what super serum did you get?" And he says Hydra, and he's like, "Ooh, fancy." Because obviously he just got Russian super serum.
Him still being so adamant that he wants to be a hero, despite like having no like hero traits, is so funny. David Harbour, I think, is going to end up being like an all-timer casting for that, especially now that we're going to get to see him in an even more in-depth extended role.
There's gonna be so many like Because there's two of them with super serum, essentially. It's going to be
3.
this.
John as well.
Oh, yeah. But like, between Bucky and him, they're going to be like, oh, I can do that too. And Red Guardian's going to try and do something. And he's going to be like, oh, bye-bye.
I find it really funny that we've got, and I know a lot of people use this as a bad thing. I actually quite like it. We've got 3 Captain America ripoffs. And I don't mean that in a bad way to all of them. Red Guardian is literally Russian and Captain America.
Yeah.
US Agent is literally tried to be Captain America but couldn't hack it. And Bucky is everything Captain America is, but in a darker way. And they're all so distinctively different.
Yeah.
That I think you're going to have a lot of fun with that trio. I'm excited. They are all very good actors in this film. The only thing that sucks a little bit, and I think that's more so because of how good the last 2 years have been, is it's lacking a little bit of visual style to me. It feels very early MCU. We just want a consistent tone so that it all feels like it's taken place together. And having just had the Penguin, which is so visually unique, and Agatha, which is so visually unique, and we're getting ready for Dune Prophecy, and the Dune film's so visually unique.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, could you have maybe had a bit more fun?
Maybe there's potential for them to do that once it's actually revealed who this squad up is and they have outfits.
There is an absolute chance, because we know what Marvel are like with their trailers, that they have hidden parts of the trailer for a certain reason. For all we know, in that one where they're all looking up into the sky like that, Sentry is at the end of that in like a relatively comic accurate suit, and they've just rubbed him out of that.
Yeah, there could be a whole suit up bit that we've not seen yet. But
exactly.
Following that trailer, we got the Captain America trailer.
Have you ever seen such a juxtaposition of trailer vibe before, by the way?
Oh, yeah, it was like, oh, this is a completely different vibe of MCU just from the trailer alone. I mean, we were told it was very espionage-esque, kind of back to Winter Soldier vibes.
Which is a very brave thing to say to me.
Well, yes, it is.
We know how I feel about that film.
Yes. I feel like the way they edited it, instantly I was like, this feels different to an MCU, and that gives me confidence that they have gone back to a Winter Soldier vibe. Just, it had, I don't know if it was like, gave me James Bond sort of like, with the way it was cuts and stuff, like the split screen thing, like that editing, there was something in my brain kind of clicked spy film.
Yeah, no, they got that across in like the visual language really well. One thing I also really enjoyed was it was very, not quiet per se, but it wasn't at the forefront of the audio. It was like a kind of very rhythmic kind of ticking and beat to kind of up that. The tempo was just a little high on it. So as you're watching it and listening to it, you're a bit more on edge. You're like, something's happening. Yeah. It's intense. It's important. We got a sneak peek of the new Falcon in suit a little bit.
Yes.
Which I'm very excited about.
The way he lands and then he goes, just wait a moment, and then there's the shockwave.
That was really cool as well.
But then the Falcon in his suit, like
when they're on like the air carrier or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Like, we got obviously a lot of Harrison Ford. I think he's going to be great.
Harrison Ford is a phenomenal actor, and I know a lot of the time we enjoy him more for just his disregard for franchises. He turns up, he's extremely professional, he's a very good actor. I do not care if he knows a damn thing about the MCU. The guy turns up, does his job incredibly well, and goes home. That is actually all I expect from an actor. Is it nice when you get someone like, I was going to say Kamala Khan then, Iman Vellani, who cares about the character?
Who is Kamala Khan?
Yeah, and just adores the character? Yes, of course that's great. But it's unfair and unrealistic to expect everyone who gets cast to feel that way. And Harrison Ford, I think, is actually a nice little reset for people. And I think him and just him alone should do all of the press for this film. Just send him out, and then when they ask like proper MCU nerd questions like, oh, will we be seeing Wanda soon? He can just go, I don't know who the fuck that is. Are they in this film? No, cool. Why would I know then?
Are they a Hulk like me? No, okay, I don't know.
And one thing I will say to the racists who are going to still go try and claim that Sam Wilson isn't Captain America, Steve never had the balls to fight a Hulk.
True.
And he had super soldier serum. Sam's out here with some fucking wings trying to get this shit done. Big up that boy.
Oh, I mean, let's be honest, that suit is putting in work. But
Cutting the car in half with the wings is one of the dopest things we've seen
throwing
in a
the
while.
shield at the missiles and it was bouncing between them. We're obviously going to get to see the celestial that's now adamantium rock that is obviously for, like, there's going to be
apparently it's a major plot point.
I imagine it's something to do with different countries want control of it.
Yeah, I think we might have some kind of America's invaded this because of the oil adamantium type vibe to it.
Yeah. The idea though of the entire, like, the president's inner circle is compromised. Do we think they try and tie in certain things from Secret Invasion with Skulls?
Maybe. I really don't know. I think it would be difficult to do it, and I also think the reception of that was so bad they'd like to forget it happened.
Do we think that maybe that had been originally part of the concept?
I absolutely think initially it was. I absolutely believe that. One thing that I saw a lot of people on the internet getting confused about, and I just want to put that to rest if it also confused anyone else. Some people were like, why were there flames coming off of the shield when he punched it? Why would a fist create a spark on a metal shield? For those who don't know, Red Hulk gets hotter the angrier he is and does produce heat. To the point where if he gets angry enough, he kind of blows up and then reverts to human form.
I didn't know that.
It is going to be a plot point that of him getting angry, him literally like exploding, and it causing a bunch of devastation. And then a plot point later being, right, we can't fight him, we have to calm him or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he can't. So like the idea of the Hulk is he gets angry, he gets bigger, and there's like no upper limit to that. With the Red Hulk, instead it's as he gets angry, he gets hotter, but there is an upper limit to that, and then he kind of resets.
Right, yeah.
Very, very curious to see what happens with that. But that is why him punching something would create sparks, because it's heat hitting metal.
I knew Red Hulk was like heat focused.
I mean, he's red. That's the color of fire, baby.
It's gonna be interesting. I do wonder if we get any hint about Bruce, or like, because obviously he's learned to control it. I'm
curious to know if there's any more information about the Hulks.
I'd love a post-credit scene, and it's like they're having a little like Hulk meeting, like therapy session, and it's like Hulk, Abomination, Hulk's son, and then you got Thaddeus as Red Hulk, and it's like, okay, so why did you get angry this week? It's like a little
that'd be so funny.
Like an AA meeting for Hulks.
So there is a Hulk side character called Sasquatch.
Okay.
Who is a doctor, and he's literally a therapist to superheroes in the comics.
That would be funny.
So that would be very, very funny.
But I don't think that goes with this.
The vibe of this film is very exciting to me. I cannot wait to see what they do with it, and I hope they stick the landing because, and I'm not being hyperbolic here, Captain America, Fantastic Four, Daredevil, Thunderbolts all releasing next year in the first half of the year. Literally has the power, if they go 4 for 4 there, to instantly get rid of any of this MCU is dead bullshit.
Yeah. And also, that if this film sticks the landing, I think it finally shakes any of those "he's not Captain America" comments that some people still hold on to.
Unfortunately, whether we like it or not,
there's obviously the racist
there are always
ones
going to be
not,
some of them people.
But I think there'll be a few, like, it will help a lot of people go, okay, he's Captain America. Like, the way he was in this film, he's taken over the mantle well. I mean, the future
absolutely.
of the MCU has a lot of potential right now.
Honestly, I'm more excited about the MCU right now than I was 18 months ago.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like we've never really had a better spot. Um, Daredevil looks really cool. We're starting to see more bits of like the Muse costume, which
yes,
looks very comic accurate in a very fun way.
yeah,
It's kind of one of the ones where, despite what we do here every week, with the amount going on, I'm kind of okay to not look too much at what's happening with Daredevil. You know, like when you're
yeah,
really excited for a bit of food and it's in the oven, and if you check it too often, you feel like it takes longer to cook.
yeah,
I'm kind of doing that with Daredevil. I'm like, no, if I forget it's there, when Hori goes, oh, that's starting next week, I get to go, fuck yeah, it is, it's here. Oh my god, can you believe it? I'm just kind of gaslighting myself into thinking it's never going to happen, so that when it's finally here, I can just like, oh my god, I
yeah,
didn't even realize it was
yeah.
coming.
Did you see that there is already kind of thoughts being thrown around for Daredevil's going to be more than one season?
I think it makes sense.
There's also like they want to bring him into the what they say into the MCU, which I see as they want to bring him into the films. They also want to have Punisher be brought back in properly, which I think means this goes well, we get a Punisher series again.
I So here's what I want them to do, right? This is my wish list.
Okay.
Bob Iger, get your checkbook out. Kevin Feige, take some
Get your
notes.
notebook.
Yeah. They need to smash out the park with Daredevil series.
Mm-hmm.
They need to give us a Daredevil season 2, a Punisher season 1.
Yep.
New one.
Then Jessica Jones, then Luke Cage, then
One,
Iron
one,
Fist.
we only need them ones to start. Once they have smashed it, you then give them a slightly larger budget.
Mm.
You go to Sony and you say, fuck you, we want Spider-Man on TV. And they really start to make street level happen. Street level in Marvel happens in New York, whether we like it or not. You cannot have that happening with no acknowledgement of Spider-Man.
Mm.
And then we can have Spider-Man films be the big films that Sony want them to be, because you're satisfying the day-to-day needs via TV. I accept we're not going to get a Spider-Man TV show, even
Yeah.
though it is the freest money that money could money. Like, it's there. That's fine. Have him appear in fucking everything else. Have him appear to fight Punisher in an episode of Punisher. Have him turn up to team up with Matt. Have him turn up to Jessica Jones and have Jessica Jones be like, oh my god, I had a crush on you in high school, because that's an actual thing that happened. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Make it, just have him, like, just every single season of the Jessica Joneses and the Luke Cages, the Netflix, blah, 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 just have a Spider-Man episode in every single one written in by law.
Yeah. I mean, that obviously would be sick if we can get that.
Because people instantly, because Spider-Man is like the gold standard, people instantly shut up about interconnectivity. And I actually think after doing maybe 3 or 4 seasons of that, they'll go, oh, we should just do a Spider-Man TV show. He gets to fight his rogues. And then I get to go, I told you this 10 years ago, you could have made $1 billion by now.
Yeah. I mean, I do think Daredevil's going to be their catalyst to link some of the street level. We saw it with him showing up in She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to lean into Daredevil being the central thing. Obviously, Punisher is going to be in this first one. Hopefully, he gets his own spin-off. Whether we see a new Jessica Jones series or a new Luke Cage, I think it would be cool to have those people come back and get to have a fresh go at it.
I can't remember if it's been confirmed or not, but I believe there's very heavy rumours and maybe even some set leaks that Kristen Ritter, who plays Jessica, was on set for Daredevil Born Again.
Possibly then.
So if that is true, that's very exciting.
I still stand by. I think they should give the Iron Fist guy another shot at it. I don't think Netflix were fair to him, but only because I think the right script and the whatever could give him that chance to prove it. I know you're like mixed on if he should get another shot.
I've not really seen him in anything else to know if it was solely the script's fault or partly his fault. And you know, sometimes with a bad taste in your mouth, you're like, I know the sausage roll I had isn't always going to be bad, but it's just kind of put me off sausage rolls. It's that kind of vibe.
My thought is you get the stunt coordinators and the fight coordinators from Shang-Chi to work on an Iron Fist TV show with good TV script writers. And we know that the fitness guys can get the MCU actors in shape.
Steroids.
Like, I reckon he could give it a good go. But whether we see a full reflesh out of that, I don't know. Yeah. I think they're definitely going to lean on Daredevil. Would love, obviously, if Spider-Man somehow gets involved. But yeah, I mean, the future is looking good. We just need them to stick the landing with these things.
Yeah. We just need to trust them to trust the creative people to do what they do best.
Yeah.